Hello, welcome to today's video. My name is Kat. I am an electrical engineer working in the space industry, and in my free time I like to make these videos for you guys. So today I want to talk about my community college experience. I've heard so many different things throughout my years, and there were also several different reasons that convinced me to attend a community college as opposed to a 4-year from the very beginning, so I want to talk about them. You can also feel free to follow me on Instagram, and I have 2 TikTok accounts. Shameless plug. Alright, let's get right into the video. So I won't really get too much into the personal details, but essentially around the time when I needed to apply for college, my parents were getting a divorce. And so my mom was now a single mom. I have 3 other siblings, and it wasn't as easy as just me packing my stuff and leaving. I was the only one that had a job at the time. So not only did I not have the money to pay for a degree at a 4-year, I also needed to help my family get by, essentially. So that's why I decided to attend community college. I thought, okay, well, maybe it'll be a good opportunity for me to start fresh and for me to possibly apply to some of the universities that I didn't really have the guts to attend at the very beginning of this whole situation. So when I started at community college, I had one thing very clear. I was going to do this right. When I was in high school, I joined a lot of things just because I felt like I had to. I felt like I had to be the president of something. I was hearing things like, you need to join sport, you need to join as many clubs as possible, you need to fill up that application. And they weren't really things I was actually interested in. It was just things that I was doing for the application. And I think that that's one of my biggest mistakes when it came to college applications the first time around. So I was determined to do things right this time and to really make a difference, make an impact in the school in a way that's important and meaningful to me. And that's exactly what I did. During community college is when I really found my passion for helping students. I got a job at the first year experience office, and I was mentoring first year community college students. I also joined the MESA program, which is Math, Engineering, Science Achievement, and I did a lot of things for them and with them as well. I think this was a really important time for me, because for the first time I had found a community through this program of people that were like me. A lot of the students there were first generation, a lot of them were immigrants, and a lot of them were first in their families to try something like this. So it was really cool to see that there were other people like me that were really just working hard to try to make something out of themselves in a really difficult situation, in a very difficult home life. So I really am grateful for that experience. They also really supported me a lot during some tough times that I had academically, like for example physics. I really struggled with physics, and I ended up getting an A on all 3 of those. I got an A in all my math classes. Well, I actually applied to transfer with a 4.0, so I was able to have a really good GPA throughout my whole time there, which was also able to help me get my scholarships that I used to pay for UCLA. I received the Regents Scholarship for UCLA thanks to my application. It is a merit-based scholarship awarded to the top few percent of applicants each year. And then I also received the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation Scholarship, which helped cover all of my other living expenses. So I'm really grateful and thankful for my community college experience, which was able to open those doors for me. But let's talk a little bit about the stigma, because it's very real. When I was applying to schools, I was hearing a lot of things about community college and about how anyone who doesn't get in anywhere is going to end up at the local community college, about the really low percentages of transfer students at community colleges. And yeah, it was basically what I was hearing was it was a reject school. If you went there, then you were likely not going to make anything out of yourself, especially because the high school that I went to was in a suburb. So there was a very, very big stigma surrounding community college. When I decided to attend, I was really embarrassed, and I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want to have to deal with those types of comments. it went so far that I actually decided to not even attend the local community college because I didn't want anybody to know that I was going there. So I went to one like 20 or 30 minutes away from where I actually lived to try to just start fresh and get away. But I'm really glad that I did that because as a result, I was really able to fully embrace the school and feel comfortable starting over. I really want everyone to know that it doesn't matter what people think. If it's the right choice for you, then you shouldn't go thousands and thousands of dollars in debt just because of somebody else's opinions or what somebody else is saying. It's an absolutely incredible option, and I do not think it has slowed me down at all in any way. Just look at my TikTok.
I came here to make one thing clear. I'm a icon.
See? So let's talk a little bit more about the different things that I did at community college, how I got involved. I'll show you some photos, some video, and we'll talk about it. So this is baby me when I went to community college. I was sad, broke, and this girl loved to read. One of my favorite jobs I've ever had was my job at community college as a first-year experience mentor, where I helped first-year students get accustomed to their new life. During community college, I won the Prize Scholarship, which came with a fellowship to an internship, as well as lots of interview prep and even therapy. The MESA program taught me a lot about public speaking since I was often a speaker for different conventions. I never said no to an opportunity, so I was even an interviewer for Road Trip Nation. During a conference I attended, I also met the legendary Frank Gehry. Yes, I went up to him and introduced myself to him. I also served as the vice president for the Society of Women Engineers chapter. But before you start thinking that I was doing it all, here's a picture of me. I studied very hard and was very tired. Okay, well, if you think community college is the right choice for you and you're considering doing it, but you're really not sure, maybe you're afraid of the stigma, maybe you're afraid of what people will say, just remember this video, and I hope that you're able to have a wonderful, wonderful experience like I did. Thank you for watching. Bye, and feel free to subscribe.